welcome back. Look at that. Was that like a silent yell from you, Nate?
Yes.
I saw that.
I think last time we all looked like we were flying when we were doing this.
We're doing this? Yeah, that would be a great intro. We'll try that for the third part. Hey everyone, welcome to NeweggPlays. I'm joined with, once again, a plethora of all of our great players. We have Amber, we have Trisha, we have Nate, and we have Roby. In order from left to right.
The two guys mimicking each other.
I did a lot of announcements during our first part, and I want to, if you want to know all about those announcements, what platform we're using, you know, and you want to get a little recap of what happened, I'll give you a quick one. But I want to move on so we can actually get into the game. We're playing some D&D. This is the Eternity Rail, a custom-made game that I made for these guys. So what happened last time?
It's brought to you by Haichu.
Oh, there it is. Which flavor do you pick, Roby?
I'm going to go with apple to start with. There we go.
To start with?
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be all day.
Haichu, and where did you get your dice from?
I got my. Oh, yeah. Let me show you, because we had a little problem with last time. There it is, Mystic Mountain. There you go. There it is right there. We're in a different location this time, but just in case, Edith, you need to pick up these.
There you go. All right, guys.
Code for the chat.
I reset my dice.
Code?
No discount code.
Not this time, but I do have some. The last session, I was able to work it out with Nick and a few other people from Newegg, and I have some Newegg love for you guys. Starting on part 3, we're gonna end it with a bang.
I was like, wait.
Free stuff.
Wait, I was like, you're giving away Newegg love tonight?
Not tonight. On the third one.
Part 3.
Part 3.
Third time's a charm.
Because I actually have the list of what we have, but I want to hold it up, and I want to do the whole flair, and unfortunately, I don't have it. So.
Got it.
All right, guys. So, what happened last time from the Eternity Rail? Well, a lot of our adventurers here, Edith, Goldie, Ganelon, and Osman, found themselves in a snowy cabin. Unaware how they got there, why they were brought there. They soon met with a small gnomish man who informed them they had 7 days to make it to the end of the rail, or, so they can escape, or if not, they can die. They entered through a red door with a golden handle, a silver handle, excuse me, and there they entered in from beyond this snowy cabin-like area to what looked like to be a redstone platformed location that had a metal platform and a metal bridge. I'm messing up. It's so early in the stream, and already my mind is wandering.
Caffeine?
Ooh, I would not say no. Some of us are in the same room. Ooh, thank you. So, after exiting out of that little midway to the next red door, they entered into what looked like to be a long bridge area covered in water, where they met a gang of octopi who tried to take them off their turf. But they defeated them, scared them off by efforts from everyone here. I think the last person who got the final word was Ganelon, who scared them off with a mighty roar. And you guys are now free to leave this room. You guys enter back into what looked like to be another metal platform with another bridge leading to, once again, another red door. And it's becoming, it's almost like a loop now. It feels weird. But you guys are at the next red door. If you wish to enter, feel free to do so.
I'm going to do healing hands on myself before I go through another door.
Okay.
Mike, how long has it been since the fight?
Right now, it's only been a few minutes. I would say it's been about 10 minutes so far.
It's been about 10 minutes. Okay.
Yes.
I think that's only 6
So, Ganelon,
points,
you still do have your Bardic Inspiration given to you by Osman. You have about 10 more minutes on it.
But my minute meteors has worn off, because that only lasts 10 minutes.
That's right. Yeah, so that fades as you enter, as you exit the door and start to head across the metal bridge. Osman, as your golden light emanating from you, from which you activated in the midst of this fight, has also diminished. But you guys are safe. You are in the sort of the metal room, or the metal platform.
So I'm no longer a really attractive octopus.
Well, you're already really attractive, regardless.
I know.
But you're not radiating.
You're not emanating this nice glow.
Are you am I noticing like less bro attraction from Ganelon? Like, you know what I mean? Like, because I know that he was we were starting to bond a little. We almost hugged at the end, but I'm curious if that's.
I don't know. How do you? Let's see. Ganelon, as the glow wears off from Osman, what are you thinking?
Cat Ninja told you I can't unsee that now, Roby.
Oh, say that once more.
Fine.
Oh man.
Kind of cut out.
It's cutting out.
No.
Roby, are you hearing the same thing I'm hearing, where it's hard to hear?
Yeah, I can hear what he said. I think his acting is so brutish that
move the mic a little closer, maybe.
That the mic just doesn't like it.
His microphone can't handle the level of awesome coming through it. Like, it's decibels plus awesome being shoved through such a small space.
You know what to change in settings, right, babe?
All right, go for it. See if that worked. Okay.
That's such a good voice too.
I know.
I can't just not hear it.
Osmond's like, well, he was glowing. I had some feelings, but they're gone now.
I understand. I've stunned him to silence, and that's enough for me.
Yeah, that's probably what happened.
Is that any better?
It's a little
that's
better. Yeah.
I said step off, Osmond.
Now we heard you real clear that time.
Yeah, that came out loud and clear. I'll say that much.
Good.
All right, guys. So
What's some work to do?
You are facing right now another red door. Who would like to be the first to enter?
Red doors are bad touch. Doors are bad.
Ganelon goes through the door.
Ganelon goes to the door. Ganelon, as you open the door once again, you are greeted by another flash of white light. Looks like an abyss, but as you start to walk through it, you are, and I don't actually have official map for you guys, but something for the audience to look at. There you guys go. There you go. Let that load. And let's change some music too.
Ooh.
Everything's gonna be pink.
I'm waiting for it to. There we go.
Music has changed, but I'm still seeing the Eternity Rail. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, great.
Yes. So I'm going to go and explain what you guys see as you enter in this door. Go to my notes here. As you walk through the door, you were greeted with a plethora of colors. Blues, greens, yellows, and pinks. You are standing right in the middle of a garden. Trees about, also fruit-bearing trees with apples and oranges. There's scarecrows perched up in the sides. There are crows and bluebirds flying around, bushes and trees, and you can see a little far in the distance, about maybe 100 yards away, 100 feet, is some deer and some cows. And as you walk through and look around, it almost seems like all of them turn to you. And they start to sort of bounce and smile. And I don't have a song prepared for you folks, but they start to sing in sort of a harmonious tone. You see as the sun and the clouds all start to sort of sprout this sort of lined face, smiling at you all. You can see that the flowers themselves, the petals start to reach out to you and start to dance as they all start to sing in this harmonious tone. What do you all wish to do?
I mean, this isn't the worst thing I've ever seen, right?
So y'all are doing that too.
They're smiling at us?
They're all smiling at you.
I'm gonna start walking forward and being like, hey, yeah, you, what's up?
As you do that, some of the small, there's small animals like raccoons and maybe a little like a rat, kind of stands up on its hind legs and goes, and then the raccoon kind of is digging through the dirt and looks at you and goes. But yeah, they're kind of grooving with you as you're sort of, going with you in this sort of pace. Osmond, Ganelon, Edith, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna touch a flower.
What was that, Ganelon?
Slowly following Goldie.
Slowly following Goldie. All right.
I am going to I'm gonna do enthralling performance, and I am going to make my basically harmonize Boys to Men level harmony with these flowers, and just get jiggy with it in the best way possible. So we're singing, we represent the lollipop gang, you know what I mean? Getting it all down. That's what I'm gonna do, and just see what happens as I up the dulcet tones of this performance.
I love it. Edith, what are you doing?
I was gonna touch a flower.
You're gonna touch a flower.
Yeah.
How are you? Are you being nice with it? You're trying to
no, gently. I don't
and
trust
as you
anything
start
that
to
smiles back at me.
put your finger out, and I'm gonna get to you in just a second because that's something interesting. The flower bows to you a little bit and is almost ready for maybe a dance, but of course it can't move from its spot, so it starts to just sort of bounce with you as you sort of put your finger towards it. Osmond, as you start to sort of harmonize with everything around you, the trees, the animals, the plants, everything, it starts to sort of connect with you a little bit. Roll me a performance check, Osmond.
Which one? Which die?
That'd be a
D20.
D20, and I believe since you're an expert on it, that'd be a +9.
Okay, so this should go really well. I'm not rolling with Edith's dice, so.
Hey.
17.
17. As you're starting to you're kind of leading charge now, as Goldie is sort of saying hi to everyone, everything she passes, and as Ganelon is just sort of following along, and Edith, I would say you're sort of following.
I'm following, but I touched one flower.
Yeah.
On the way there.
Osmond, you're sort of taking charge, and you're sort of dancing along, and as you're doing so, the dirt in front of you starts to and sort of harden into what looks like to be a brick walkway. And as you're moving along and continuing this performance, the brickway starts to make a pathway, and you start to follow it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm following it. I'm singing seals. A kiss from a rose on the brig, and the more, and going down and flipping, I'm trying to throw, I'm trying to get Ganelon to to throw him so he does a pirouette in the air. It's he's not doing it though. So but we're just really trying to show a huge show for this thing, and I'm trying to get him to do this.
I will say,
I'm gonna smell it.
The funny thing is, as you guys are walking and following this path, and you're trying to egg Ganelon, come on, let's get into it. Ganelon, since you're kind of I'm having none of this. As you start to look at some of the plants and animals around you, while they're smiling and joyful, and they're looking at your other party members, when they look at you, their face just sort of turns black, lack of color, and they just start to drip sort of this inky ooze. And as you kind of what the, they look at another party member and are smiling with color and sort of bouncing around. But after I would say about maybe maybe an hour's long walk, you are greeted from ponds with fish jumping out of the stream, singing along with you. The kiss from a rose, back into the water. Birds are tweeting with the melody. You are led to another red door.
My best efforts while I'm walking, I can't help but walk in time to Osmond's music.
Yeah, you start to walk a little step. He steps a little forward 2 times, and you sort of do the same. And as you start to look around, you can see now the plants and trees and animals, as before they were sort of dripping this blackness and inky goo. They've noticed it and are now smiling and bouncing with you.
And I do I notice Ganelon starting to step to the beat?
Roll me, you know what? Let's just see if you do. Roll me a perception check.
That's 20. That's a 20-22.
That is.
15.
I would say you do. Ganelon, you're kind of a bigger individual, and you're not necessarily I'm being sneaky about it. It's just sort of coming natural.
Okay.
Yeah, you do definitely see Ganelon kind of step a little bit, walk, catches himself a little bit, and then step.
So I whip out my drums and start a little dubstep addition into that to give him a little give him a little boost, some little inspiration, because I know he's like seeing he's starting to get into it. So I'm like, just trying to give him some additional rhythm to help him with his movements. I assume Edith and Goldie, just given Edith's got wings, you know what I mean? Like I
haven't seen my wings yet.
Edith is like trying to like make peace with every single animal or plant, I'm assuming, since you sort of touched the first one. What are you doing as you're continuing this hour-long walk?
Oh, I'm just walking along with them, but you don't see my wings. I haven't shown them to you.
Are you joining in this sort of parade?
I'll try and keep up. I don't feel like Edith is that coordinated in all plates.
Okay, not to worries.
Goldie's straight jamming out.
Yeah. In the back,
she's like a pretty good dancer too. So she's just like, as they go, she's just getting it on.
Covering the back as you guys don't, and you guys turn around. She's like stops, and then you continue on. She's like a closet dancer, almost like in Hitch.
But no, Goldie's got some moves. You guys are surprised.
She's got moves like Jagger.
Moves like Goldie.
Yeah.
Okay, moves like Goldie. Yeah, that's true. We don't know who Jagger is in this room. Okay, so anyway, I'm helping Ganelon out with a little dubstep from my drums.
And Goldie, you're really getting into this as you're sort of, you're dancing along, walking behind Ganelon, just let it all go. But you guys reach the red door, no problems this time. And I'm assuming you go through again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. We are awesome.
Oh man, that would have been really funny if you didn't dance. But
all did.
What was that?
We had a dance-off level and totally killed it naturally, right?
Yeah. How's everyone dance as they get through? Yeah, the final push. Let's make this a little interesting. As you guys go through the final push of the red door, give me your final moves, everyone here.
Okay.
Let's do a twirl.
Here we go. You do a twirl? Twirl. Oh.
Wings are still hidden.
All right.
I'm doing the sprinkler. I'm watering the plants.
Goldie does a bam, 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 and then kicks the door open.
Nice.
It's what one might call a jazz square. But it is not a jazz square because I do not dance.
Of course, absolutely. All right. Well, you guys exit as the music hits a crescendo. You guys exit the car itself, and you are entered back into another platform with a bridge to another red door. You once again feel that feeling of movement as you are still on something that is moving forward. You guys, assuming, go through the next red door. All right, guys. Yes.
How many doors? Like, I'm probably going to be like, this is getting kind of, crazy.
It feels that way, right?
I feel that was kind of, what's the word? Not unpleasant, but the opposite of that.
Pleasant.
Well, I mean,
right.
We were told we need to get to the end of the rail by the end of the 7th day, so maybe not every part of the rail is out to murder us.
Yeah, well, I just want to take a moment and say you guys are legit talented, and if you guys ever want to join and maybe do a tour with old Osmond here, I wouldn't say no.
Appreciate that.
Even you, Ganelon. I saw your little step moves back there. You got some hidden dancer in you, buddy. Hidden tiny dancer. We're gonna get you some tights.
And I'll kill you.
This guy.
But it's starting to feel weird, This is the third time you've been greeted by this in-between moment between two cars, and you're once again feeling that movement.
I'm going to ask everybody, did anybody notice anything weird other than the oddly happiness vibe that was in there? I mean, everything seemed kind of jovial.
Perception check for Ganelon.
What are you trying to perceive?
Smell, sight, sound, something different.
As you start to close your eyes, what did you get in your perception check? An 8. I'll say, regardless of the roll itself, you do pick up on this. Is that, once again, something that you are familiar with, Ganelon. You hear, off in the distance, a loud horn. It starts to echo into your ear, and you're like, I've heard this before.
Hear what?
I don't hear anything.
No?
I don't hear him.
So?
No, he's the only one hearing it.
What are you hearing?
Like,
Like a war horn, or a train horn, or a entertainer's horn?
would I know what a train horn is?
I would say you wouldn't, unfortunately. Osmond, roll me an intelligence check.
That's a D20 as well, yeah.
That is a d20. And that's plus your intelligence modifier.
13, and my intelligence modifier is... I put it on one of these browsers. My intelligence modifier is +1,
Perfect.
so 14.
You've heard through your travels and the bardic tales that you've been told as you've gone through your adventures, is that there is such a thing called a lightning rail. It is a large metallic vehicle that is run on arcane means that is meant to transport large, caches of items and equipment and supplies from one city to a next. And as Ganelon is sort of talking to you, like, there's this horn. It's, and you're sort of
Kind of like
This-
like a military horn, but
This is the lightning
more
rail.
mechanical. A what?
This is a lightning rail. I know what this is. I thought at the beginning I knew what this was, but this is, it's an arcane, vehicle that moves large things from point A to point B, and it runs along like a rail of lightning. It's like a railroad of lightning.
it's going to be difficult for us not to say train. I know that much.
So
Well,
it's hard to explain, but yeah, this is these are like cars. We're going through cars, but they're magical cars. So it's hard to explain, but I've only heard of these. I've never seen. Oh, I have seen one before, but it was only when I was getting here. It was like a weird dream. Anyway, I'm probably not helping, but yeah, that's what this is.
A world that was all pink, eating nothing but pink animals. So this sounds pretty normal.
Yeah, well, when you put it that way, Ganelon, yes, this sounds very normal compared to eating, and that's just weird, dude. That's just weird.
He said eating nothing but pink again. He said it again. Anyway, thank you so much, Osmond, for regaling us with your tale of this lightning rail. See, there I rhymed. You really want to bring me on tour now.
Yeah, I do. But it's I'm not kidding. It's not a tale. That's what this is.
I would say we could jump off, but he seemed pretty detrimental. If we don't finish this, we die. So that would probably be a bad idea.
Well, yeah, this is moving really, really fast. So I do know that. So jumping off would hurt a lot. I mean, not all of us have wings, Edith. Just saying.
Again, Roby, you haven't seen them yet.
It's okay.
Not all of us have.
I've heard
hidden-
stories.
Wait, no, I see. Haven't I? Wait, didn't I see him when I did the magic thing? When I did the
That was
didn't
our
I see him?
items.
It was one of our items. Yeah.
It was
your
it was
wings-
my amulet around my neck.
I was trying to play it off, but I failed. Never mind.
It's all good. It's all good. What was
I
that?
keep them hidden.
What was that, Ganelon?
Not all of us have flowing hair that will protect us when we fall. Let's go with that.
If you are finished, how many buildings does this lightning rail have?
Well, do we see any windows or anything?
No. Where you guys are standing on the sort of this metallic platform as you're looking up at this 50-foot rectangular building, is that it is smooth. There are no creases or etchings or symbols. There's no windows. It is just a box. From your point of view,
Where is
from looking
the
outside.
horn at in the lightning rail?
It's usually at the front. There's a device. There's a like a engine. I don't know how else to describe it. Like a thing at the front that pulls the whole thing. And that's usually where it has a horn. I know this, right?
You absolutely do. Yeah, the lightning rail is very much, and this is for common knowledge, everyone knows, it's very much like a regular train for us. The only difference is that it doesn't run on coal or anything of the sort. It runs on arcane magic.
Yeah. So there's as the lightning rail approaches like buildings and settlements or comes near things, it has a horn to let people know. But I haven't noticed, and maybe you have, Ganelon. How much louder every time we go through a red door has the horn gotten? Because that'll tell us how close we are to the front.
I'll say, Ganelon, due to your role, you hear the horn, but you can't tell how loud it, like if you're getting closer or you're getting further, it's just, you can't detect it.
Oh. How many people need to operate this engine and horn?
Do I know that, Mike? I mean, I know how many.
I will say that I will say that you've heard stories that multiple people do run lightning rails, but you're not sure in the direct number.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. It's not a lot of people, Ganelon. There's some number, but it's not. I mean, we're not talking hundreds. It's a small crew.
More than just a little gnomish friend.
I don't know what Ganelon's saying.
So more than just our little gnomish friend?
So he's asking, do you think it's, from your bardic knowledge, do you think it's more than just the one gnome individual that you met?
As far as I know, and I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this, but as far as I know, it's more than just one. So it would be more than one. I don't think it'd be just him if that was him. But it could. I mean, we could have seen him, and then he could have had his whole crew at the front. I mean, you could like have one person leave. That is a possibility.
How many buildings between us and the engine would you guess?
Like I said, these things can be incredibly long. I mean, hundreds of cars. But I mean, if that's true, and we have 7 days, and we've done 2. That's why I said I don't know how close the train's. I don't know how loud the horn. I haven't paid attention to it until now. I just realized what we were on.
I mean, in my opinion, there's no way to know how many cars without actually venturing forward. So shall we, friends?
Well, is there? I mean, I'm wondering, could we maybe? I look at the walls. Can I knock on the walls? Can I feel to see if there's like a way to puncture through a wall? I know Goldie. I know. Hold on. Let's see if we can just see how close we are before we go through the next one, because that'll tell us how urgent we need to be.
Okay, so you're standing on this platform right now, looking at the sort of the new red door that you haven't gone through, but you are looking at the walls surrounding the door itself, and you're trying to like maybe knock on it a bit to determine.
I mean, I'm assuming it's like a square like area, right? Like there's a door and there's a door behind me, and then there's like small.
Yeah. So what it looks like to you as you're sort of looking around, sort of getting a grasp of your location, and you've seen this before as you've gone through other sort of in-betweens between carts, is that it is a 50-foot sort of rectangular-like building, metal, leading to a platform, to a bridge, to another platform, and to another 50-foot rectangular building. So there is some space between both buildings themselves and cars at this point, as you are now aware that you are on the lightning rail. But I believe it was Edith who rolled a perception check when you were in the middle of this, and she's noticed that way out in the horizon that there were multiple cars. It looks like you guys are going in a very large circle.
Oh.
Yeah. So
she hasn't said that to us though.
But she hasn't. I mean.
No, I thought I did.
Yeah, she could.
When I did the check.
Sure. She's given you guys this information, we'll say.
It wouldn't benefit me not to tell
See
you.
how tall the car is?
From her check, I don't believe you saw the tail or the front.
No, I think you just said
I mean
several
the
cars.
car in front of us with
Oh.
the door.
Oh, do you see the opposite side from your point of view at this point?
No, I mean looking up from the door to the top
Like
of the
looking-
car.
Ah,
Height.
it's about 50 feet high.
Oh. Are they all different?
They're all the same from the outside.
Like I could scale it.
You can definitely try. It is smooth. There's not a lot of like foot holdings, but if you can, we'll see what happens. If you'd like to try, you can definitely try. Give me an athletics check. Athletics or acrobatics, I'll say.
Athletics.
Yeah,
An
either
11.
An 11. You kind of use the handle of the red door as sort of leverage, and you sort of bounce yourself up. You're trying to like grasp your fingers into the smooth metal, but you're starting to slip, and you just sort of slide back down. But as you're up there and you sort of take a look, you're about a few feet higher than you were. I'll say you easily do see also what Edith saw, and that is sort of just a collection of other cars out in the horizon. But nothing that tells you whether there's a tail or a front.
How's the air up there, big guy?
About the same as down here. But there are a few more cars in front and behind us.
Do you think it's worth me trying to take a look? I mean, I just realized what you're doing, and I am an acrobatic, and I do have some skill when it comes to scaling. It seems like, do you think it's worth one of us getting up there?
My thought was, if we ain't got to worry about a magic car, it's a little bit easier.
Ah, you're thinking run along the top.
Sure.
Is there anything to grip up there, or is this just we're just gonna slide off?
Well, I got some rope.
Well,
I'll
hold on.
say if unless you have some sort of arcane means, it may be very difficult to climb this building. And 50-foot ropes do come in 50-foot lengths, so you do have that. It's just a crapshoot whether or not there is actually something that will hook with a grappling hook.
Yeah, I was gonna say, my thought is that, so knowing how fast these go, and how long it took us to get through that other thing, something tells me we have 7 days. I think it might be more dangerous to run along the top than it would be to maybe go, I don't know. I think it could be just as bad, if not potentially worse, depending on if we try to bypass or cheat the rules. I don't know. My thoughts, your thoughts, Edith, Goldie.
I think if we don't play the little man's game, he might be angry about that. Just a
I
thought.
don't care about rules, but I love games. So I say let's play.
I mean,
Ganon?
you said this thing's made out of lightning. What's stopping him from having it strike us down while we're on top of the car?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe one or two, but I don't know how many we'd get through before,
My original assessment, there's no way but forward. Through the door we go.
Okay.
All right.
I go through the door.
Perfect. As
Goldie's
everyone,
like, finally.
it almost seems like everyone's trying to squeeze into it. Everyone's trying to go shoulder to shoulder. I say, with Goldie being
know, we're all-
the smallest, sort of creeps underneath and is like, suckers, come on. Let's put you guys on the next map.
DM, you have Super Gamer that got up at 12 a.m. to watch us.
Oh,
Hello.
thank you, Super Gamer. One of our YouTube chatters. He is also very active. What's going on, guys?
Bless your
I'm
soul
sorry,
for
chat.
Live
getting
on
up.
YouTube right now too?
What was that?
Is this live on YouTube right now too?
Yes, right now we are multicasting on a lot of things. But as you guys enter the door, once again, you are greeted by a bright void as you go through, and Goldie, you'll be the first one. I'll put you in order here. We'll put it here and here. You guys, let me get the description here, but it's fairly easy what you see here.
Oh, let me get to
You enter in what feels like to be it's very musky and warm, but you're standing on sandstone. The walls themselves are bright, well, not bright yellow, but like a tint of yellow and orange. Dust and sand litter the ground itself. You can see that there are torchlight coming from the left and right. But you feel like you're sort of in an empty area right now in this current space. I will say, as you guys, yeah, there you go. You have some view. You guys can see a little dungeon area space here. But you do see there's a path forward.
Forward we go.
All right. I'm gonna find an appropriate music here. I probably don't. Here, I'll switch to this one.
Can I do Eyes of the Grave in here?
You gonna do Eyes of the Grave?
Uh-huh.
You definitely can. Let's see where you're at right now. I believe that has a 60-foot range, correct?
I don't see the range. Oh, no, 60 feet, 60 feet.
60 feet.
I'm blind.
You are getting some hints or pings on your radar of undead coming from these two sarcophagi.
Ew. Okay. I tell them, we have friends in here, so don't go touch those coffins.
Time to look this way.
I couldn't hear you,
Straight
Nate.
fast.
All right.
I'm assuming 10 minutes has passed and I don't have detect magic anymore. I guess that's...
At this point, it would have faded, and Ganelon, I would say it also at this point. You're since it did take an hour walk, your bardic inspiration has faded as well. So you guys are sort of reset at this point. But yeah, Edith has warned you about some undead detections that she's getting from sort of this area and this area towards the sarcophagi. But you guys are free to, if you wish to move forward, you can move your guys forward if you wish. And you can definitely take some, keep hopping around if you wish. But if you pass a point that you guys are stopped at, I will stop you.
I was reading something, sorry.
What are you trying to do, Edith?
Learn how to be a grave cleric.
I see that. All right, well, I'll move you guys as you start to go along. If you do decide to do something else, let me know.
When I chose that class, I feel like grave clerics are OP a little bit, but there's like a lot of stuff to
Probably,
read.
maybe. Depends on how you play. But I'll ask you guys, as you guys pass this sort of lit area, are you continuing forward?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Ganelon, you're taking charge here.
I mean, Edith said don't touch it. Don't have to tell me twice. Our goal is to get to the end of this train in 7 days, not loot everything along the way. So let's go.
All right. And Ganelon, as you see a long pathway in front of you as well. And I'll move you guys
We don't
accordingly.
have the super curious types in this group. We're just like, nope, let's go.
Ganelon, as you start to walk forward, you hear a snap
Uh-oh.
and a twing. Let's see here.
Do we all hear it or only he hears it?
You didn't notice, but there was a thin rope trailing from one end to the other of the wall. You then hear, let's see if you could see it. Yeah, you can actually see it from your angle here. You see two little like holes and protrusions from the wall itself, and here, bing. I need Edith and Ganelon to make me dexterity saving throws.
I have to check my dexterity. You said saving throw?
Saving throws. Dexterity saving throws.
Eek.
9.
A 9.
I got a 9 too.
A 9 as well. All right, give me a second, guys.
I got a 9 too.
Oh. All right. Well, you guys both take 3 points of damage as 2 arrows from each side sort of stick into your armor and kind of pull it out real quick. But you're starting to hear some more clicks as it starts to go on. What are you guys doing as you hear this?
Where we're standing? Or where he is?
Where you guys are
Gallon is?
right now, you heard that sort of clicking noise and a ping, and then you got shot with an arrow But as you guys are sort of standing here pulling out the arrow itself, you're starting to hear some more clicks.
Oh boy.
Do we notice them get hit?
Well, hold on. Ganelon, what did you say?
Drop to the ground flat.
Drop to the ground flat. All right. Everyone sees this. Osmond, what was your question?
Yeah, I was noticing if they got shot.
You did. I'll say you're closest to Edith, but you do see that she was walking forward, trailing behind, and got shot, and she pulled something out. And definitely there was a moment of like pain, like, ah, God.
Could I tell where she got? Oh, she got shot from the front.
Yeah, it seems like it's coming from down the hall.
I'm gonna duck behind the corner, like here.
Okay. Goldie, what are you doing?
At this point, I'm gonna just kind of like get in a position where my center of gravity is even lower than it normally is, and just be really careful about where I'm stepping as I'm stepping.
All right. And so, all right, Ganelon, you're going prone. Goldie, you're getting sort of low to the ground. Osmond, I know you're hiding behind the corner. Edith, what are you doing?
I think I'm gonna mimic Ganelon over there and be like, I'm gonna drop to the ground.
Perfect. So we'll say, for the easeability of this, Osmond, you watch as your other traveling companions start to move forward a little bit, sort of foot by foot, making their way closer, sort of doing an army man bear crawl for some of them, and Goldie's just sort of doing a crouch walk. You hear tick, 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 bing! 2 arrows fly over your head, Ganelon, Goldie, and Edith. And Osmond, you definitely see as the arrow moves right past your face. But your companions are making some distance. Do you want to follow suit?
Yeah, I think at this point in time, I'm noticing that they're not getting shot, and that seems to work. So I'm going to do the same thing.
Sure. I'll say to speed up a little bit of this as you guys are starting to crawl a bit, and Goldie, you're kind of making a little more, you're getting a little more speed since these guys are sort of on their bellies crawling. You're just sort of crouch walking, getting a little speed. I'll put you a little bit in front here. Ganelon, you're soon to...
I'm gonna kind of lean back to everybody and say, apparently they don't want large people coming through this tunnel. What do we think? Are they gnomes? Are they halflings? Take your bets now. That's what I'm saying.
All right. Well, Goldie, as you're starting to turn around and everyone else say you joined with, you do notice that there is a branch in the path itself. It will continue going southwards, as well as as you start to peer off to the side, you see another sarcophagi sort of in this space.
Can I still get the same sense from it?
How long does Eyes of the Grave last for? Is it just an action, or does it actually have a lasting amount?
Action, but let me check.
That wasn't too hard of a puzzle. By the way, I was really hoping that you guys would not dance on the other cart. That would have been hilarious. I had something planned for that, but you guys did. I was like, maybe I'll get into it.
It's an action.
It was an action. Okay, so it's not
It's
nothing's
gone
pinging
now.
right now.
Say no, so.
Osmond got us all moving.
Yeah,
Indeed.
it was a leader on that one. So where do you guys want to go? Are you going to go south? You're going to explore a little bit of the sarcophagi?
Do we see the sarcophagi, or do
At
we?
this point, it's in your view.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Yeah, I'll
Void
turn
that
back
one.
to everybody and say, how do we feel about that one over there?
In my experience, it's best to leave the dead.
They're done here. In my experience, I say we keep going. We leave them to the rest.
What if there's like a secret passage in one of them that gets us like 5 buildings forward? I don't know. I'm just spitballing. We still think leave them there?
In my experience, the dead are best left dead and not awoken.
Goldie's egging them on. I love it. But what do you guys choose to do?
I'm gonna go straight.
Go straight. I know you see.
It's
Ganelon
literally
is
in my
moving
nature
forward.
not to disturb them.
That is true. Edith is playing by character and is like, leave him be, and is telling you Goldie, and so it's just like, don't touch it, don't.
Hey.
Delta Gaming, knock on it.
She's gonna be like, I'm gonna touch it.
I'll say as you guys start to move forward, moving in with the group itself. Let's move you all as a group here. There we go. Ganelon, you are greeted by a sandstone door that has like 2 handles. So you could basically pull either one and pull them out to open to this next room.
Hold of both of them and pull them wide open.
Perfect. You take a step and they both open for you. You are greeted by what looks like to be a fairly large room. As you look around the corners, it doesn't seem like there's anything in here, but right in the middle of the room itself looks like to be a giant fountain. The dragon decal here is just what it defaulted to, but what you do notice sort of in the middle here looks like to be a stone protrusion.
Out of the water?
There's some water in there.
No, the stone protrusions coming out of the water?
Absolutely, in the middle of the fountain.
Is it just a piece of rough-hewn stone, or is it some sort of form of statue?
If you were to you can get closer to it, and when you do look at it, it looks like the protrusion comes out and is flat surface circular, and there is a imprint of a palm in the middle.
Can I look around to see if it appears that there are any more traps?
Roll me a... There's always a debate whether it's perception or investigation. Roll me a perception check. And as everyone starts to enter along with Ganelon, you guys can definitely search for traps as well, investigate the area. What would you like to do?
Do an investigation.
Rolled a 13 for perception.
13. You're looking around, Ganelon, and it looks fairly empty in here, as far as you can tell. You're feeling a little more safe in here since it doesn't look like there's like any sarcophagi or any like etching on the walls. It's just a plain empty room with a fountain. And on the opposite end, you do see another 2-handled door.
Does it look like a pool?
It's a giant fountain.
Oh, it's like a fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I did a perception check. It was 16.
16.
You're curious? I see a handprint here in the middle of a fountain. If you want to try that, I'm more game than I am with a sarcophagi in the middle of a doomed dungeon.
I mean, it has a hand imprint in it. It's just begging for somebody to put their hand in there. I just want to make sure no one's going to be mad at me if I go ahead and do it.
You can. I just suggest we maybe back up a little when you do it.
All right,
All right.
that's the adventurous spirit that I like, and I'm gonna like bound right up on in there and swap.
Perfect. Everyone, are you okay where you are right now?
I'm gonna hold on.
Go ahead and move your character where you wish. As Goldie is
I'm gonna back
bound
up
into
over
the fountain itself, having her hand just hovering over the button, just like.
Did I see anything with my perception check though before she went over there?
No, it looks fairly empty.
Okay.
What was that, Ganelon?
I'm right behind Goldie. I want to see first look at this.
Perfect. Osmond, where are you? Are you okay with where you are right now?
Yeah, I'm literally
I'm like,
just. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Goldie, as you, it's just like you want to press the button, and your hand goes over the palm shape of the button itself, and you push it down. It goes down a few inches. Both doors behind you. You hear a clank in front and a clank behind you as the doors slam. What you notice, Edith, I'll say everyone, as you start to look around, just sort of getting ready to see what was going to happen next. Over here above the door, you do notice some numbers start to glow, and the room itself starts to get dim a little bit. 20, 19, 18.
uh-oh.
17.
I think
16.
countdown is bad.
Right now, with the
good.
I'll say right now, what you notice is that the colors are blue. The numbers themselves are blue. 16, 15.
So Goldie, some people come to the fountain of knowledge to drink, and some just to gargle. I don't know if this was a good idea.
14.
Drink the water.
No one has drank the water. At this point, as it's 14, the colors are now green.
Maybe we just push the door when they're green.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if anything I might know about certain colors corresponding to certain types of magic.
Go ahead and make me Arcana check.
Okay. A 9.
9. You're close your eyes a bit, just sort of like, come on, I know this, and it's just not coming to you right now.
Okay.
Yeah. 13, 12, 11.
Can I run over to
10.
the door and try and push it?
Which door?
The
Genelon, you run to a door as well?
this one.
No, the door at the opposite end of the room.
Yeah,
All
the
right,
one we were
Genelon
running
and Edith are both running to the door. Go ahead. Are you trying to like push it open?
Yeah.
Either one of you. Let's make each one of you roll a athletics check.
Okay.
Right now, you guys are trying to shoulder the door together. A 9. Genelon.
That is a 17.
17. Edith, as you sort of shoulder into this, as you continuously do this, both you and Genelon, 12, 11, 10. Once it hits 9, it turns purple, the lights. So it's blue, green, purple. But as you're trying to keep on shouldering it, it starts to give a little bit, not enough where you guys can slip through. It seems that once it changed colors, the door got a little easier to push. 8, 7, 6.
What color are the numbers now?
Right now they're purple, so it was blue, green, purple.
Can we try again? Try to show it again.
You can definitely keep your same rolls if you wish. Again, if you want to re-roll, feel free to do so. If you want to re-roll again, feel free.
And this time I have a 16.
16.
13.
13. You guys are pushing. It's getting a little easier. 5, 4. Once it hits 4, the colors turn red. And at this point, as the light was starting to dim more, at this point it is pitch black. It is hard to see, but the door seems like it's giving, but you just can't get that extra inch.
I tell Ganelon to back up and I sacred flame the door.
Sacred
Yeah. That's what I was gonna do. That's awesome. Go, Edith, go.
I don't want to burn him, so I'm just like back up so I can.
Does that mean the door has to make a dex save? What does that mean? Is that a attack roll or a dex save?
Target must make succeed on a dexterity.
It's not.
saving throw.
It's a door.
An object, though.
Yeah. So go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. So it's actually when you reach 5th level, so it's technically 2d8.
2d8. Go ahead and roll it.
Would like to, while Edith's doing that and the numbers are red,
9.
I would like to firebolt into the pool.
Fire bolt or ball?
Bolt.
Bolt. All right.
She's attacking the darkness.
She's attacking the
Into
darkness.
the pool.
All right. That is an attack roll, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. It's not going to be a high DC, obviously, unless you hit a 1. I'll say.
No, I got a 24.
Oh, you got it. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage. As for you, Edith, as you do 9 points of damage to the door, you start to see a little bit of the sandstone start to like chip away. You are seeing more hallway further down this way, but the door is not budging. At this point, we're at 3.
Hold on.
Grab my axe and swing as hard as I can on the door.
Roll me an attack roll. As long as you don't hit 1, you're fine.
13 damage for the pool.
The button itself starts to crumble and shatter. It falls into the pool itself, and you can see pieces of it as the flash of fire from your firebolt ends. You can see a little bit it sort of floating as the fire starts to flicker and die.
She just destroyed the button?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're just exploding everything.
What did you roll, Genelon?
I just,
10.
Oh, yeah. I mean, as long as you didn't hit a 1, you're fine. Roll damage.
is it still counting?
It's still counting. I'm counting. I'm trying to make sure everyone gets their action first, and then I'll start to continue the countdown. 11 points of damage. As you start to see the radiant flare coming from Edith, you see that, and you take a direct hit onto it, and you start to crack a little bit. You have about enough where you can slip a hand through, but it's not budging. 2, 1. Everything goes dark. There's no more color. Then the lights come back on, and both doors are open.
I'm not really sure what we did there.
I mean, if the doors are open, we should just go through, maybe?
We should run through before they close on us again.
Well, they're not going to close because I destroyed the button that closed them. But I feel like we should have done something there, you know? But I guess if the door's open and we can move forward, it doesn't matter?
Do we notice anything different about the room after that?
No, nothing different. The lights are back on. It was starting to dim, and you notice the color changes. But
just slightly wrecked the door in the
other than that, the door is slightly wrecked. You can see that it doesn't. I'll say that like even if you close it behind you, you could still see inside to the other room. But you are greeted here at a T junction right now.
Put that back there.
Left, right, or south, bottom.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, guys. This isn't the part I'm good at.
Does anyone have detect magic, or did we do that already?
No, I do. I just don't know. Yeah, I think at this point in time, I mean, we're basically standing at the, and what we don't know. All we can see is what we can see right here.
Yeah.
Everyone rolls a perception check to look for tracks in one direction or the other.
All right, roll me a perception check. And I'm Osmond, I'm moving you as well with the party, correct?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
15.
You're noticing what looks like to be like footprints in sand, because there is sort of sandy parts of this floor made out of sandstone. It looks like footsteps going southward, and then it looks like they're going back upwards and towards the right.
Somebody asked if we tried turning the door on and off again. I'm like, I think that went out the window when we.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
We did.
Technically did.
Tracks leading this way. I recommend we follow.
All right. So do you follow the tracks southwards, or do you go east? He's going east. Did everyone follow?
I'll follow.
All right. And I'll say easy enough. Nothing is hindering your vision, or nothing is hindering your path right now as you start to walk across. It makes a turn, and you see that it opens up into another room. And if you guys are fine with it, I'll go ahead and just sort of scoot you along. No traps, don't worry. Yeah. The DM lied. You guys enter in what looks like to be a seating area with an altar on the opposite end. The seating spaces, the benches themselves are made out of wood. You can tell that this space has a lot more foot tracks, as Ganelon, you were sort of tracking the path that someone was taking here. But it looks like there's a lot of activity in this space, but it's empty right now.
How does Edith feel about this room?
You feel confused. I'll say fairly easy enough.
I think I am gonna detect magic.
Sounds good. Osmond, as you start to cast the spell, you are getting a heavy dose of magic coming from this space here, as well as behind the altar.
Can he do it as a ritual?
He definitely can. We're going to count that as a ritual, too.
Okay, I was going to say you don't waste a spell slot.
I gotta use the... Yeah. Is the room like echoey?
A little bit. Yeah, it's got some good echo.
Am I noticing like good harmonics?
Yes, you do.
Start singing.
Yeah, I'm gonna start singing. I see your true colors shining through. Just for fun, as I walk over and I say, "There's magic over here."
But it's probably best that we keep it a little quiet.
No
Aaron
candy.
joke.
Goldie, what are you doing?
Goldie's not really sure how to act in this situation. I guess I'll start just kind of walking around looking big and tough in case anything jumps out. But I'll kind of snake through whatever those... are they sarcophaguses?
They're like pews. Little benches.
Oh, I'll snake through the pews, just kind of like looking like I'm on patrol.
All right. And you're kind of like looking around underneath the tables or the pews themselves, looking around. Nothing too interesting. You do find what looks like to be like leftover equipment. What are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at the chat.
Oh. How tall are the pews?
All I read was, yo, Edith, I got you, girl. That's why I started laughing.
Goldie, you notice like leftover equipment from like past adventurers. Like you see like maybe a water skin. What looks like to be little strands of rope, just sort of left over.
Anything worth taking?
Some money in there. A little pouch of coin. You go through it,
yeah.
you find like about like 25 gold.
Cool.
Keep it to yourself?
Behind the altar to look for some treasure.
What was that? Gallon, you're looking around for some treasure?
Hold up the pouch and say, hey, in case we need to buy anything on this lightning rail, I just found some extra gold.
Cha-ching!
Cha-ching.
Gallon, as you're starting to go towards the altar itself, as I see you're moving yourself, off to the right, you do see what Osmond warned you about, what sort of magical presence he detected. It looks like there's like a swirling color vortex off to the side and a different coloration of sandstone. And also what you notice as well is that there seems to be about 3 levers here behind the altar. The levers themselves are colored, let's see here, blue, red, and yellow.
And that aura is red as well?
The aura right now is swirling red.
Do I see anything behind the altar of value?
Roll me a perception check.
I'm just checking for emblems, like anything I would recognize as being a cleric, because it looks like a church to me.
What was that? Gallon?
11.
11. Nothing too out of the ordinary. It seems like it's fairly empty. The only thing that you do notice is there is a rusted plaque behind the altar, and it reads as such. As I took a drink of water, the light started to dim. If I were to forget the colors, I knew my chances were slim. Luckily, I knew the order to my benefit. After putting in the sequence, I knew I would find my exit.
Do I remember the color order?
Do you?
Do I roll an intelligence check? I paid attention, but I don't remember it anymore in real life.
Okay, go ahead and roll. And I'll say this to any of the party as Ganel is sort of reading this out loud. Does anyone remember off the cuff?
It was. I was paying attention to the colors, and it was like, red was last, and then it was purple, and then it was. But I got 13.
I thought
I
it was
believe it
blue,
was
red,
blue,
purple.
green, purple, red.
Yeah.
I believe. Am I wrong,
so
Edith? What do you think?
No, I know the first one was blue.
Blue, bean, purple, red. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know
I
red
think
was
that-
last.
But there's only
13.
3 levers?
There's only 3 levers.
And there's 4 colors.
As you start to look around closer, Ganel, as you're the only one there, above the levers looks like to be a tube embedded into the wall itself. But the levers colors that you do see are red, blue, and yellow.
Uh-oh, I gotta find.
Yeah, we just gotta mix them. It's
Yeah.
cool. No big deal.
Right now, all the
Goldie's
levers
gonna saunter over there.
are face down.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Bless on anybody that's going towards the levers, and I'm gonna move towards them on myself, and then I guess Ganelon and Goldie, because she's gonna try and
So you're
attempt-
casting Bless.
Yeah.
So before I do that, I was going to say, hey, remember there was a timer. Do you think we have to change them with the time?
Maybe.
Faster the better, I think, in this scenario.
Wasn't it like roughly 5 seconds per color? I don't remember one being particularly longer than another.
I think that I'm with you, Goldie. I think they were evenly spaced. So I think it was. But when did the count? What was the count start at?
20. Hey.
20. So 5 seconds apiece.
Cat's turn.
Yeah, I
Still my
think
dice.
so. I think so. Unless anyone else remembers it different. It started counting down
That's what I
19,
remember.
15. But yeah, I mean, if we're going, what did we say? Blue, green, purple, red, then we would do the blue lever first, and then the blue and the yellow at the same time, and then the blue and the red at the same time, and then just the red.
Yeah, it looks like then we just put them back in this position.
Vortex.
That's how we get red. Yeah.
I mean, the vortex is red. The door is red. Seems like that could be a good option.
Yeah, that poem we just heard said in the correct order, so I have a feeling it's not just one, but
Red
Good
is
try.
also the color of dead.
I
I
say
mean
we-
that's my vote. If anyone else has another vote, let's do it. Ganelon says red only. Dead red.
Can I toss one of the candles from my priest pack into the vortex and see what happens?
Hold on. Osmond, what were you saying?
I say that we follow the poem. I think this thing is too. I think it's all about clues.
And then Edith, what did you want to try?
I wanted to see what would happen to one of my candles from my priest pack if I threw it into the vortex.
Easily enough done. You take out a candle quickly and you toss it into the swirling vortex itself. Nothing happens at first, but after a second it goes, and it's gone.
I say we try the colors. I don't know where that went. I couldn't hear you, Nate.
Off the train.
Question is, where off the train? In a good place or a bad place?
So.
I say we go with logic here. Let's try the colors.
Okay.
So which level, if you're going to try the levers, which lever do you try first?
Well, we need to do it with timing. I think Goldie's got it figured.
Yeah.
So the first color is green, which it's red
blue.
right now.
Blue.
First color is blue.
Oh, sorry, blue. Okay.
So Goldie, do you flip the blue lever?
Yeah.
As you flip the blue lever by itself, the tube itself that's embedded into the wall itself, it starts to fill in a little bit with sand. But after about a second or two, you hear, and then the lever goes, and it goes back down. But other than that, nothing else.
Maybe it does the timing on its own. So that was just the blue part.
Maybe you have to do them really fast in order. I don't know.
And then green now, right? So let's try.
Well, I ran the intelligence
at
check.
the same time.
Hold on, Mike. I did the intelligence check and I got a 13.
13. And you were trying to... Sorry.
Do I remember the colors in the order?
With the 13, yeah. You just experienced them right now. You do remember it was blue, green, purple, and red.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's try green. Let's go green and see what happens.
Okay, Goldie takes both the yellow and blue levers and...
Okay. And they're right next to each other, so you just grab both. More of the sand starts to fill in this glass tube embedded into the wall, and you hear...
Does it look like an hourglass?
And then it goes back down.
Oops.
You dropped your cup.
I know.
Oh, man. All right,
okay.
but nothing changes other than the glass tube itself is starts to fill.
All goes and sits on this pew over here.
All right.
Okay, let's try the next color then. That's purple, right? Okay, let's just, might as well finish the sequence. That's what the thing says, so purple is blue and red.
You may need some help, Goldie. It's sort of it's about 15 feet maybe. Let's see. Yeah, each lever is about like a 5 foot away from each other, and you were able to grab
I'll go over there
that
and
end.
help her.
Go help
we
her?
both have blessed, maybe we won't
Sure.
die.
You flip both levers, the blue and the red.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put them up, and the levers go back down. The tube itself starts to fill up with more sand. It's nearly full at this point.
Okay, well, hopefully filling up the sand is a good thing.
Yeah, anyone want to do the final red?
I'll do it. I'm just gonna walk over and pull the red.
Perfect. Osmond, with the feeling of confidence, get the lever, put it back up. As the ticking starts to continue, you see that the tube itself is starting to fill, and at this point, boom! The lever itself is put up. You hear the clicking, and the sand starts to fill the tube. At this point, it is at capacity, and all of you hear a large rumble. It almost sounds like stone is starting to move. Give me a quick second, guys. Do something. Oh yeah, that's all I need to do. And you start to hear the rumble starting to come from the south.
Oh. Well, we did something.
Walk over to it.
Ganelon, we did something. Ganelon, we did something. Ganelon.
Forever friend.
If the something's really bad, we can always run through that portal, right? That's still an option.
Well, it didn't disintegrate my candle. It just poofed it into somewhere we don't know where it went. But okay.
Yeah, I mean, definitely let's deal with the rumble first if we can.
I'll walk over
Rumbles
there
can
to
be
it.
good or bad. I don't know.
I'll stay right there
Truth, huh?
and peer over.
You peer over?
Yeah.
Edith, as I'll say, as you get to this point, as there's nothing's changed until you get to this space. While there was a wall here, it's no longer. It looks like there's another path.
I yell, the wall's gone. Guess we can go this way.
All right, awesome.
Yeah, I start heading that way.
All right. Go ahead and move you there. Goldie, you follow in suit?
Yes.
All right. I'll say as you guys, and at this point, you guys start to. Oh.
Is Ganalog still chilling on the pew?
Oh, he's.
As soon as I heard the rumble.
Okay.
You guys start to make your way towards this newly discovered area, and see a very thin, about 10 feet long, or wide hallway. And as you start to make your way further down, you are greeted by once again another red door.
Great.
Ooh. See now this
Next building.
this seems more normal. I feel like this was the red door we want to go through.
We did it. We solved the puzzle. We got the door. Moving on forward.
So does anybody want to go back and go through the red portal just for
No.
fun?
What were you trying to say, Ganelon?
One more time, Nate.
One more time.
Down goes through the door.
Goes through the door.
Sounds good. You open the door and you're greeted once again by a metallic platform. Across from that, another metallic bridge to another red door.
I want to do a perception check to see if I notice the horn being louder.
Roll me a perception check. We'll let you guys sit on this map
10.
for now. 10.
Is Bless done?
Huh?
I still have it up.
Bless.
I'm
How long
looking
does
at
Bless
modifier.
last? Sorry. Yeah, and don't forget your modifier, Osman.
13.
13.
Up to a minute.
Up to a minute. I would say at this point it's gone.
Okay.
But Osman, you kind of start to close your eyes and listen, and you start to hear a loud horn off in the distance.
Do I notice it's louder
I
than
would.
the last time?
You wouldn't be able to compare it to what you've heard last time, since that was Ganelon who heard it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but I'm paying attention now. Okay.
Yeah, and you definitely hear it. Ganelon, just roll me a perception check since you heard it the last time.
23.
23. It's starting to get a little louder.
We're close to the horn.
Okay, that's good, right? That means we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, louder is good. That means we're getting closer. But didn't you guys say it kind of feels like it's in a circle?
I think my perception check was that when we first started. That it
When you
went
first
like
started, you
this?
just noticed that in the horizon there was other carts.
Okay.
Yeah. And it felt like you were moving, like the way you saw the carts lined up, it almost felt like it was in a large circle.
So it feels like we're going in a circle, but we're not sure.
Only one way to find out.
Did the
Let's
door
go.
once more?
Let's go.
Goldie, you taking charge in this one?
Yeah.
All right. Goldie, now this has become second nature. You walk past the metallic platform across the bridge, kick open the door, look to the rest of your party members, and they're like, I'm ready. Are you? And you walk through the red door.
Awesome.
Let's go ahead and just do a quick change here. I'm going to leave you guys on this map here for now. There we go. Let's describe what you guys see. And I'm assuming everyone follows Goldie, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. As you guys open the door itself, the moment you do so, as all you guys start to enter in this white light, you are greeted by what looks like to be a land with acres and acres and acres and acres of farmland. Corn, wheat, like vegetables of all types. And as you guys enter in and the door is still ajar, a really gruff-looking human male with like rough, like long, dirty blonde hair rushes past you. He's like, finally, and like kind of pushes past you all and exits out the door as the door closes. Let's see. As you, let's see. I get my notes back up here. You start to sort of make your way past into this sort of farmland. There is a path to follow that's dirt. You do see some farmers working, but they look strange and different. And as you start to get a closer look and notice as they're starting to work and pull weeds and produce, they're all metallic, strung together by what looks to be like vines and like bark. They're like a combination between metallic and nature. All of them wearing what looks like to be simple peasant clothes and farmer clothes. Some with like hats to keep the sun out of their eyes as they look at you with like these sort of golden, bright metallic eyes. I would say probably Ganelon, Goldie, and Osmond. Probably not you, Edith. You all recognize from your adventures as you have gone out that this is a warforge, or at least the individuals working here and living here are all warforges.
I would know what a warforge is.
I would say from your travels, you've heard stories of them, that they are constructs that have gained sentience. They're much like any other race, though they are fairly rare to see.
I lean over whoever is closest to me and I ask, what are those?
Metal beings? I don't know. Hard to describe. I don't know much about them. Only seen like one or two, maybe, in all my days.
Are they friendly?
I guess they can be as friendly or not as you and I.
Maybe we should just keep walking.
But you are passing by right now what looks like to be just random farm workers, you know, women and men, as well as some children holding baskets, all warforges, sort of taking things, smaller ones. And then you do see off in the distance to be a small, kind of moderate-looking farm town. The buildings themselves are made out of wood with hay roofs. Everything looks fairly not like it's not extravagant. It's every bare bones what you need for just a farmland town.
We didn't notice anything. I mean, other than that guy seeming semi-crazy that ran past us. Like anything defining about him or anything on him.
When he passed by you, he looked. It looked like he was like he had dark circles underneath his eyes, like he hasn't been sleeping at all, or he's just been sort of bothered maybe a little bit. But yeah, it looked like he was just a little crazed.
Sorry about that, guys.
No worries, man. I'll just sort of give you a brief description, Osmond, unless you've already heard everything of this.
No.
You're walking past what looks like to be a large farmland with other war forges working, and off in the distance you do see a farm town, very bare bones and minimalistic.
I want to know from his days as a slave and a soldier what the signs are of a man who's been in servitude or prison.
You absolutely would. You would notice that there would either be like chains or collars, or maybe some sort of like tagging or patch that would indicate like maybe owned property of you know, for as you've been so yourself a slave.
Would this person have any indications of somebody who has been trapped or confined?
As you're starting to sort of look around your location and looking at these individuals, as they've all kind of stopped their work and are just sort of staring at you. Some of them sort of talk sort of secretly behind, you know, like sort of to each other, and you see like a smaller warforged, sort of a kid-like version, sort of points at you and is like, looks at what looks like to be the parent or parental warforged and is sort of pointing at you. They don't seem...
I mean, the man who ran past us.
Oh, no, it didn't seem like they had any sort of indicators. It looks like they were wearing what looked like to be like very rusted and old-looking adventure gear.
All right, so do I look like, it's almost like I want to say, Is it just me, or does that seem like one of the people who've played this game for that guy for a long time?
Yeah, I think he got trapped in here.
Whoa.
That seems like a problem.
I'm more concerned about what we're trapped in here with.
And he's like, he was human?
He was human.
And this is the only human we all can see thus far.
In this car, as far as you're aware, this is the only human you've seen. As you're sort of talking amongst each other, one of the Warforges takes off his farmer hat and kind of like settles it down on a wheelbarrow full of hay and walks towards you all. And there is a fence between you two, as there is a dirt path that you're following. Kind of leans towards it and goes, well, howdy, folks. Other than Jeremiah, we haven't had much of you individuals here. It's usually just us here. What brings you to our town?
Who is
Looking for a
Jeremiah?
red door.
Looking,
Sorry.
Jeremiah. That was our human friend that I haven't seen him in a while. He must have gone off. He likes to wander around the fields themselves. You're looking for a red door, you say, miss? Let's see. I know someone here in town knows the door. You may want to see Kali. Kali, she runs the inn here, and she's the bartender that runs the inn and the bar here, local. You may want to speak to her. She could probably give you some more information.
What's your favorite ale at the bar?
I like the Devil's Kiss. That's a nice shot you want to get. It gets you a little burn here in the stomach.
So the recommendation.
Absolutely, miss.
How long has Jeremiah been your friend?
Oh, Jeremiah's been here for maybe about a month. He's a real skittish individual. At first, when we first met him and his friends, they were nice. You know, they would come talk to us. They were too looking for a red door. I know Kylie knows where that is. But after a while, they came back to the village with a few folks missing. But then it was just him for a while. And, I don't know, he just started to hang around.
And you never seen his friends again?
No, not since the first time we met him.
Wow. Okay.
And were there 4 of them at the beginning?
There were about 5 of them in the beginning, and then 3 went missing, and we did our best to look for them. We couldn't find them, but then they came back, and only 2 of them, and then the last individual, we don't know where he went. And then it was just Jeremiah, and just us and Jeremiah. We tried to keep him comfortable, but a skittish individual that turned somewhat strange.
What, did he tell you anything about him losing his friends?
First, what was that, Ganelon?
I don't mean to be indelicate, but aren't you
Oh, say it, friend. I know what I am. We know what we are. We were created quite some time ago by some artificers, and well, we've lived our lives here since our creators are gone, and we've decided to build up our community as best we can. Honestly, the best thing to do around here, and at least the only thing I've seen we can do around here, is just growing crops and taking care of the fields.
Did his friends seem sickly at all?
At first, no. They were, fine as a fiddle until now. About, a few days went past. The 3 went missing, and the other 2, they were starting to feel a little sick. They were telling us that they didn't really sleep well. I mean, us here in the village, being the benefits of what we are, we don't really need to sleep. But
And were they sleeping at that inn you just recommended?
at first, and then they started to sleep outside, thinking that it would help, but they started to feel sickly, unfortunately.
I give the group a look. Edith does not like this.
Yeah, this seems completely normal. I feel completely at ease and comfortable. Right there with you, Edith. Yeah, this is going to be a great time.
Well, I recommend that you do go to the inn. Nightcap Inn, you won't miss it. Me with Kaylee. I keep calling her different names, but it's Kaylee.
Kaylee,
Yeah,
not Kala.
Yeah, Kaylee. She should be able to point you towards the door. I know she knows where the location is.
Do I believe what he's telling me?
Roll me an insight check.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing, Edith.
Osmond, do roll me one as well.
I don't know what her insight is.
9.
9.
That is an 11.
Oh, I gotta check my. Do I have any benefits to that? I gotta check.
Yeah, under.
For your 11, Edith, feels like he's telling the truth.
So it's a 10.
10. Same with you, Osmond. You feel like he's not really fibbing, as far as you can tell. But the fact that it is a Warforged's face, it's kind of like, you're like, well,
Deadpan.
yeah, it's kind of difficult to read, but you don't sense that he's maybe lying to you, or at least that's what you get for right now.
I don't know if Mr. Bob Dobb Lennox, we're gonna be able to do naked Twister. That may not be a good strategy.
That was so random.
Well, that is a saying I have not heard. But if you need any help, me and my family will be willing to assist you all.
Aw, Jeff. Sorry. Jeff put I miss beer tank.
Oh, yeah. But
Am I getting the sense that any of the other members of our party don't trust this guy?
you know what? I think how obvious she's being. Yeah, Edith is like kind of looking at you all, like, especially like you, Goldie. It's like, Osmond's like, I don't know.
In the background, going
a little bit.
Bad touch.
Okay, I'm gonna. I would like to cast Detect Thoughts.
Detect Thoughts. Remind me again what the individual needs. It's a saving throw, correct?
Yeah, Wisdom 14.
Wisdom. All right, let's see. He rolled a 3.
All right. So for the duration, which is concentration up to a minute, you can read the thoughts of certain creatures. When you cast the spell as your action on each turn until the spell ends, you can focus your mind on any one creature within 30 feet of you. If a creature has an intelligence of 3 or lower, doesn't speak any language, it doesn't work. But that's not the case with this guy. So I initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what's most on its mind in that moment, and then I can proceed to ask him questions or shift my attention to another creature if I want to, or probe deeper into the same creature's mind.
Pretty useful. Yeah, as you start to cast the spell itself, you start to gain insight into this individual's mind, and the surface thoughts that you do sort of you sort of get from the spell is, man, so rare to see, you know, and it's kind of a mean term, but he calls you like sort of flesh individuals. It's like kind of rare to see these guys. Boy, I hope they're okay. You know, better than Jeremiah. You know, but that's he's just concerned at this point. He's just like, well, hopefully the same thing doesn't happen to you guys.
So you say this Kaylee knows where the door is? How would she know?
Oh, Kaylee's been, well, she was the first one created. She's explored those parts. If you haven't noticed, if you look around, it's fields and dirt areas and just sort of open plains. We do our best to cultivate everything around here, but she was the first one to explore, so she should know those, you know, where everything's at. She's told us that she knows where the red door is.
Is she friendly to strangers?
Oh, absolutely. Not very often that she gets visitors, and she's always excited to see them.
Okay, am I sensing anything that he's saying being like shady or off at all?
Right now, nothing. It seems he's fairly genuine to you guys. Yeah, and the surface thoughts are more along the same of yeah, I hope they get, you know, they find where they need to go.
I'm gonna ask him. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Is there a reason there's only people or beings as yourself here and not humans? Like, is the environment toxic to humans, and that's why he went running?
It's funny that you mentioned that. I don't think the land is toxic or the air is toxic. You know, anything around it. I mean, if it was, I don't think any of these crops would grow.
I just find it odd that you're okay, but they're not.
Honestly, maybe something was wrong with him. Maybe he had already some sickness that he brought with him. I don't know, but honestly, we're fit as a fiddle. It seems that you folks are fine. Yeah, I couldn't tell you. And
Thank you kindly for the information. The Devil's Kiss sounds wonderful.
Here in a minute.
I'll be ordering one of those.
yeah, you should definitely try it, Missy. It's gives you a good burn.
And as we as a party kind of start to turn around, I want to keep that concentration on him to see if there's anything that he thinks as we're like finishing the conversation.
I'll say this, as you're starting to walk away, the thing that you're starting to detect is that he's been eyeing Ganelon for a while now, and you do get sense of like, man, it'd be nice to I should ask that gentleman to help me, with the crops here. It looks like he can lift a bit. And he's kind of just sort of looking over Ganelon as sort of a piece of labor.
Does anyone else want to stay and talk here, or are we all kind of moseying off?
No, we're walking off.
I'm moseying.
Edith is creeped out. Walking up.
So as we walk away, I'm going to just kind of huddle speak within our crew.
Sure.
And, I mean, I know, Edith, you didn't trust that person, but it seemed super genuine to me. I did a little extra digging in the headspace, and he was just worried about us, really.
Maybe it's just this place, then.
Yeah.
I wouldn't drink or eat anything, by the way. At least not here, if they're going look sickly.
Oh, really?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe if you could test it out on somebody first. But maybe not drink the whole thing.
Such a cool name.
Maybe don't drink the whole thing.
Okay.
Well, I'll say we'll. Oh, sorry. Was that Ganelon?
I head towards the village.
Sure. And I'll say as to sort of expedite this a little bit, you guys make your way to the village. There are buildings themselves with like people who are like storage sheds of like farm equipment, as well as some other small buildings for like gatherings and meets. You do see the one large building called the Nightcap Inn. Fairly obvious is the only one that's like doesn't have like hay for a roof. It actually does have like shingles and wood. But we'll say as you expedited this a little bit, you guys do enter in the tavern itself. It's fairly empty. There's about like maybe one or two warforges who are just sort of drinking a little bit. But you do see another warforge, more in feminine figure this time, sort of cleaning off glasses and looks to you all. Well, my stars. Not a lot of visitors. Please come in. Let's take a seat. Well,
So, hi. I'm going to cut right to the chase. Tell us about the Red Door.
Ganelon flips a coin and asks for his strongest Cascar ale.
right away, gentlemen, right away. And she kind of reaches by and starts to pour a little bit of ale for you. It's the strongest we have.
Slam it down.
Well, man with taste. I like that. Red Door. Well, the last I remember, the Red Door, you can pretty much find it because a lot of people ask for that. That is due east.
How many people have asked for that?
Plenty in my lifetime. I would say easily about 50 in total. Generally, they come in groups of 4 or 5. And I kind of see these groups about maybe once every month or maybe every 2 months.
And how many of them make it through the Red Door? Because I know the last group, Jeremiah came back, right?
Oh, poor Jeremiah. Yeah, it seems that they were unable to find it, him and his friend there. But generally, I assume they make it through. They never come back. I assume they find their what they're looking for. It's about due east, about 3 days travel that way, and you should be able to find it.
3 days?
It's quite a long journey, but it's that way.
Ooh!
Oh, we only have 7 days, guys.
Is there a particular mode of transportation that's very popular around here that maybe we could pay for?
Well, unfortunately, we don't really have much in terms of work horses or anything that we can provide. Unfortunately, a lot of that is hand labor. And she kind of lifts up her hands. You can see that she's also you can tell that she's worked in the fields as well, as some of her metallic and wooden fingers have a lot of scratches and dents, just sort of the signs of work. She goes, well, we're kind of built for this, I guess. Sorry, I don't really have much in terms of animals to provide.
Tractors.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, what was that?
What about those tractors?
Tractors. A lot of that is hand pushed. So nothing much in terms of automation, if you're looking into that.
No wagons, nothing.
I could give you a wagon if you like, if one of you wants to get out and maybe pull, if you'd like that. Yeah, that's strange. I wish I knew that people.
Being delicate, but what about one of you? As you said, you're kind of built for it.
Maybe someone here in the bar wants to. Excuse me, folks, and there's only like 2 of them currently drinking. They kind of look up from their glass. Would any of you like to help out these fine folks? They're just looking for the red door. I've told them, like the previous ones, that it is due east. Anyone would like to assist? I will say this to see how you guys do. What do you try to do to maybe persuade maybe 1 or 2 of these warforges to help you out?
Well, if I look to see if I notice any that's even got a piqued interest.
I will say that the one to the left sort of like lifts up his glass and starts to look at you all, while the other one sort of just continues to drink a little bit and sort of staring off, 1,000-yard stare. But the one that on the left is kind of looking at you all.
Okay, so I'm gonna use my skills of persuasion. Then I go over and say, "Hey, I see that you, sir, this may be of interest to you. Let me tell you a story about what's happening here and how your help may actually help us save not only our lives, but the lives of a multitude, if not millions, that you, sir, could make a difference today."
The warforge itself sort of like slumped up a little bit, sort of motions you to sit down and goes, "Well, I'm always interested in a story. Please."
So have you ever felt like you wanted to be part of something that, is this all that your life is doomed to be, is just to be here in this town? Or do you want to set upon an adventure and help save lives and perhaps be bigger than something that you are right now? I mean, you have an opportunity to not only touch my life, but look at these people behind us, each one of them struggling. You've seen so many people pass through, and now you have your moment to join us, to be a part of helping us get through something incredibly difficult. And that's you, man. That's you. You can do that.
The warforge puts down his drink. As he's thinking it over, roll me a persuasion check.
This whole time, I want to be backing him up to assist.
Sure.
Very intimidating. I want to be very intimidating back to assist to hopefully give Roby advantage.
I will say, as you're kind of like agreeing with him, keeping the fact that you have some importance, and maybe you do require a little bit of assistance. Osmond, roll with advantage, meaning you roll 2d20s and you take the higher.
19 and 17.
19 plus 9, yeah, plenty enough. The warforged puts down his glass, looks at you all, and looks at you, Goldie, and then to Edith and to Ganelon, and well, I definitely don't want harm done to you folks.
May I ask you your name?
You can call me Bush.
Bush, let me tell you, Bush, today you made a choice, and unlike everybody else in this tavern, you made a difference, and that in and of itself is the beginning of a journey. Bush, welcome to the team.
I'm glad to help. And he kind of signals for the bartender. Once I'm done, I'll help these folks. Kind of continues to drink his drink there, and the bartender turns to you and goes, "Well, I'm glad to see that all worked out. Well, if you all need a rest before you take off, or if you want to do so now, I can get the wagons ready for you. I know Bush here can lift the haul. I know I've seen him lift plenty enough, so I'm sure he can. He looks towards you, Edith. That's a lot of armor you're wearing at. He may wear him down, but you know what? He'll give it a try. I know he will. He's a good guy. He really is.
Hey, how bad's his tab?
It's about 2 silver. He's been drinking for a while now.
On me. And I'm just gonna take out the money and put it down on the bar.
Are you giving the 1 gold, or are you giving the whole sack?
No, not the whole sack. No, I'm just gonna pay his tab.
Okay. All right. You slide over the coin.
Yeah.
Well, that's mighty fine of you.
Oh, yeah,
All right, Bush.
That's the contract.
You're covered by your friends here.
It's a 3-day ride. We might as well just rest while we're in the wagon with old Bush pulling.
No, I want.
All right.
Yeah, I think what we need to do is I'm with Ganelon is like we can rest while in the wagon and then just take turns.
Yeah, we
keeping
can
awake.
keep
But
watch.
Bush, you not only do you seem burly, but you also seem like how's your speed, buddy?
Well, I've got a constant pace. However, the benefits being me, I don't need to sleep.
Yeah, so you can go, buddy. And you know what? I'm wondering if I can use the enhance ability on him.
Oh.
When we start going.
Sure. I know enhance ability has a few options, but you look it over and let me know which one you want to use when we start to get going. But I'll say to expedite this a little bit is that as you guys sort of hang around a little bit, talk a bit, Bush finally finishes his drink, looks to you all. I'm ready when you are.
Shall we?
A wagon is brought out. Bush grabs 2 giant looking ropes and puts it around his shoulders, lifts up a bit, and you're like, whoa, this guy's actually he's got a little bit of strength to him. Starts to move forward in a steady pace, but as you start to move forward, you start to head dead east.
All right. I don't know about the rest of you, but I am tired. It has been a long time. Do we want to take turns just like snoozing while we're moving?
Yeah, we
that
can
makes
keep
a lot of
watch.
sense.
Okay, so we'll move on to the first night. You guys are taking turns, I'm assuming.
Watch.
Yeah, who's taking watch?
I'll take first watch.
First watch.
I'll take watch with you. I got it. No worries.
All right. As night starts to overtake the land, Osman and Edith, you guys rest up. Goldie and Ganelon, just go and roll me just a perception check, each of you.
Doing a long rest or a short rest?
It is a long rest.
Okay.
14.
A 10? All right, 14 and 10. Just nothing but open fields as far as you can see. Yeah, nothing that catches your eye. And I'm just asking for clarity's sake. Actually, we'll get to that in just a second. Edith and Osmond, as you start to rest and start to take your long rest, before you give you guys back your hit points and your spell slots, you both wake up in what feels to be like a cold ground. There are trees all about you. Let's go ahead and bring you guys in here.
Do we see each other?
You do. And Osman. There is smoke all over the land itself. Trees, all about you. It looked like you're in the thick of a forest right now.
I'm just sorry. I just want to interrupt and say my wife just brought me milk and cookies, which was pretty dang cool.
Aww.
And then she called me a nerd, which is awesome.
The best.
Hi.
Hi. Yeah.
But Osmond and Edith, as you guys wake up a bit and you look at each other, you do see each other there, but it is dark, it is foggy, and there are trees all about you. Excuse me as a moment. I'm going to do something real quick. Okay, perfect.
I'm gonna cast light on my sword and pull out my sword.
All right.
So we can see. I mean, I have dark vision, but in case.
I understand, and this is a little easier as Osmond, you are human. You do get to see now what Edith sees as the light is cast on the sword. I need all of each of you to roll me initiative.
Oh, goody.
When Edith pulls out the sword, I'm gonna say, oh, we can't see this, right?
No.
Man,
Okay.
19.
Goldie and Galilon, as you are starting to trail along, keeping watch, what you see is just Osmond Edith
I rolled
sleeping.
a 19, but I have a -1, so 18.
All right, let me see here.
Yeah, I got
We're not in it, babe.
All right, so Edith, what did you get?
18.
18. Osmond, what'd you get?
19.
19.
19.
Yeah, I mean,
Those
there's-
dice are working for you, Edith. Yeah, yeah.
Today.
It's doing good. Yeah, you're rolling pretty good right now.
Today they're nice to me.
All right, here we go.
Knock on wood. No tricks.
Roll initiative for these guys.
These guys?
Yeah, sure.
Well,
Osmond, it is your turn with a 19. As you're looking around, it is dark.
let me see what light actually does. 20-foot radius dim light for an additional 20 feet. And the light could be colored.
Oh, okay. What color do you choose?
Blue.
Blue. All right, Osmond. You have your movement, and you are seeing what the assistance of light is. You do see what looks like to be like movement coming from this side and this side.
And it says if I target an object held or worn by a hostile creature, the creature must succeed a dexterity saving throw to avoid the spell.
What would you like to do, Osmond?
So I noticed it's just me and Edith, right?
Yeah.
So I know that, like, so if I were just being the person I am, I know that we're sleeping. So I'm thinking this is a dream. I'm preparing myself to fight. So I'm grabbing my short sword, my crossbow. But I'm also trying to, like, I know in dreams, I'm trying to scream, trying to see if maybe I can do something to make noise. Like when my wife knows that I'm having a nightmare and just making that weird sound. So maybe somebody will try and wake me up.
All right. As you start to kind of move your body and scream a bit, trying to like emulate like waking up from a nightmare, you just hear your voice echo into this just vacuum of trees of all shapes and sizes. You do hear your voice come back a bit, but I'll say as we continue on this, Goldie and Ganelon, they're not moving, they're not making a sound. As you start to just occasionally look at your companions and look around, you're more focused on what's about outside as you're on this cart, this wagon. Edith, what are you doing?
I feel like this is gonna sound morbid. Could I try and take my sword and just like lightly give myself like a small wound to see if it'll wake me up?
Sure.
That doesn't sound morbid. That's a good idea.
You do take about 1 point of damage,
Okay.
as you do make a nice, decent cut, but you're still here.
Damn.
I'll say that was your action. Anything else you're trying to do?
I would just hold up my sword to see if I can see anything getting close to us. Then I'm gonna tell Osmond to maybe we should go back to back so we could see full spectrum.
All right.
Yeah, and I do that. I listen to her.
Perfect. And you guys are already kind of like situated in terms of the map that you are kind of
Yeah,
back
we're
to
like-
back. Let's see. This guy, let me get his stats. Perfect.
This guy.
Osmond, from this space, you do see a grayish, skinny creature with a long jaw and like large teeth itself, holding 2 daggers on the ready, and with like very unnatural quickness, just quick feet, and goes towards you. It is going to make 3 attacks on you right now. That is going to be a 16 to hit.
Okay.
Does that hit?
Your armor class.
Oh, my armor class. Is that what I'm looking at? Okay.
Yeah, your AC.
So my AC, where do I see the... Oh, 13. Yeah,
13.
So yeah, it hits.
Yeah. A quick stab to the leg, and that does 5 points of damage. The second one comes at you with a 15. That does 4 points of damage, and the last one is a natural 1 that does not hit you. It misses, but then it starts to run away. You do have an attack of opportunity if you wish to take it.
Yeah, I do. Might as well. I'm gonna shoot it with as it's running away with my crossbow.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll me an attack.
7.
7.
Oh,
Oh,
did I
it's
add anything to it?
7 hit, so it should be
Your attack bonus. Right?
your attack roll. I think I have it here with your crossbow. That is a +6 to whatever you roll.
13.
13. That does not hit. The bolt flashes past him. You hear more footsteps coming from the same direction. This time, it looks like the same creature, but is moving once again towards you. It's going to make 3 more attacks. That's going to be a 7 to hit, a 10 to hit, and a 19 to hit. So I think the last one does hit.
Yeah, the last one does hit.
That does 2 points of damage.
Okay.
And then once again, it starts to run away. You've already used your reaction, so you cannot take an opportunity attack on this guy. Edith, from your angle, you're just more quick feet. You see now what Osmond has been dealing with as you sort of look towards your back and you see what he's been attacking. A same grayish creature, thin and small, starts to run towards you and makes 3 attacks. That is going to be a 26.
Hits.
That does 5 points of damage. That's a natural 1 that's going to miss, and a 10 to hit.
A miss.
It once again starts to run.
Do I get an opportunity attack?
You absolutely do.
I'm gonna hit it with my sword. And it has to make a dexterity saving throw because light's on the sword.
Oh, okay. Dexterity saving throw. He rolled a natural 1.
So that's a 4. Had to be.
This die is killing me. This die right here.
It doesn't say what happens to it though. The object sheds bright light.
No, so I think you're talking when light is if you want to apply light to something else.
Okay.
Yeah, but you want to do an attack of opportunity.
Yeah. Trying to see my stats for my sword. Okay.
At this point, Goldie and Genelon.
It's an 11.
11 does not hit. It's the end of your shift right now. Yeah, time to wake Osmond and Edith so they can take their turn.
Okay. I'm gonna kind of go over to Edith first and just give her like a little shake, shake, shake. Hey.
Edith, you come to consciousness.
I go over to Osmond and actually gently wake him, which is uncharacteristic for me.
Osmond, you are
Do I
now
startle awake?
No, it's like it's a little bit of both. First, you're like, and then you're kind of like being rocked a little bit, like from the shoulder, and you're like, what's going on? But you are awoken in the middle of the night. It is your turn to take the watch.
I'm gonna yell, "Don't go to sleep."
Yeah, I'm gonna be like, it. So, am I still? Do I feel pain or anything like this, Mike?
Yeah,
does
you
it
have
look
not.
okay?
You have not got the benefit of a full rest yet.
But like, did the damage that they took in the dream, do they still have that damage?
They do.
What?
Oh, so I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna wake up and I'm gonna immediately just regale, guys. The most screwed up thing just happened.
I mean, everything was fine from what we could see. What the heck are you talking about?
So when you go to sleep, you're gonna wake up and these crazy little creatures are gonna attack you and they're gonna stab you in the legs. Goldie, it might be your stomach because you're super short, but regardless, it sucks. And I'm
can't
still
wake yourself
freaking
up.
tired.
We tried
Wait,
waking
why
ourselves
didn't you
up.
just kick their butts?
They just
No,
rush out and stab you and run
There's
away.
nothing here. Look, there's nothing around. We've been watching the whole time.
Can I show him my leg? Do I show him my leg?
You have bruises, but not like stab wounds.
Look, I haven't been touched.
Do I have a cut from
I have
my?
the grace of a unicorn.
Very
and
slight.
I got magical bruises. You guys, why would I lie about this?
He's not lying. And then I show him where like my cut would be, like that little mark that's there. I tried to do damage to myself to wake us up, but nothing happened.
That way.
Oh man, I missed that, Nate. Say that once more.
Maybe if we all sleep together, we're better to take them that way.
Maybe.
Okay.
They rush up
Well-
to you and then they're gone in smoke. You can't really see much. I had to cast light on my sword to see.
I have to say, I would feel better if we all maybe took it maybe Ganelon's onto something. Maybe this is a trick. Is it's not about doing it separate. It's about doing it together. And what happened to that other group? Is that they were doing what we were doing, and they got picked off one at a time.
As you're starting to walk and sort of discuss this out in the open, Bush, who's currently carrying you guys and kind of within earshot, goes, you all right?
Just
Yeah, do you
nightmares.
have weird dreams here?
I don't sleep, missy.
That would make sense.
Aha.
Do you want to stay awake?
I think we need the rest at this point. I'm fine with taking him out if you guys are.
Don't bother yourself. You're doing a great job. Thank you so much.
Doing my job. Just continues walking.
How far away are we from the door?
Well, we've only been traveling a few hours now. So we've got a few more days ahead. Though it should come up a little sooner than 3 if I continue moving.
Okay. I mean, we could either go in and try and fight these things, but then again, I don't know if this, here's the other thing too. If we all go to sleep, there's no one to wake us up.
True.
But I could, here's an option. I could sing you guys to sleep, which would, knowing my melodic voice, give you a little bit of rest, let you go in, and then wake you up. And then we could see what if you guys were more triumphant. So one of us stays out.
How long were we out for?
You've been out
them.
for... It takes an 8-hour rest for you guys, so the first half watch was about 4 hours. You've been out for 4 hours.
So do they get a short rest for that?
No, they were attempting to do a long rest, and they were woken up. And it wasn't really much of a rest on their end.
Yeah, we got stabbed.
Your call. I mean, that's an idea. And with my melodic skills, it will allow you some rest, so I could lullaby you to sleep. I got some pretty rad lullabies.
One of us has to stay awake anyway.
All right, I'm down for that plan.
Ganelon.
Lays down.
Gallon lays down. Well, we will find out what happens next time.
What about my song?
Next week, we're at 10:30. If you guys want to go a little longer, I'm down for it. But I know it's...
What?
Yeah.
It's 10:30 already?
It is.
Bring me a dream.
Yeah, there we go.
So
I had some good ones. I could have done like a remix. We could do like a Twinkle. I got my wife here, so we could do like a Twinkle Twinkle Little Star with like a little melody harmony thing. You know what I mean? Like, but we'll have to, I guess we'll have to wait for next week.
Yeah. So next week
we'll.
we'll.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll do Metallica. That's not going to help you sleep at all. Maybe Ganelon will get some sleep out of that, but I think the rest of people will be.
I'll say that you guys are aware that you can, and this is a thing in D&D, that you can choose not to sleep, though it does give you a point of exhaustion.
Even if I sing that song?
Even if you sing that song, they'll probably feel a little better, a little less cranky. But
no, I was going to sing the
stat-wise.
Song of Rest.
Oh, the Song of Rest. That gives you more health points if you take a short rest. And short rest doesn't mean you actually go to sleep. You can actually just sort of relax in the cart.
So maybe we do that first, and then we sing him to sleep.
Yeah.
But you guys can discuss this amongst yourself, and then we'll have a plan for next week.
What do you? Okay, so that's what I think, guys. Is I do some Song of Rest, sing you guys a little bit of stuff, and then lullaby you to sleep, and then stay awake. And I'll take the exhaustion.
I like that plan.
All right, guys. Well, thanks again for joining us. That was our part 2. We have one more part of the story, and these guys are in a predicament, I would say.
Is it only 3 weeks?
Yeah, it's only 3 weeks. I'm down for another week. Don't care.
Oh, I thought it was like 15 weeks.
Oh.
Okay.
Tell you what, we'll discuss this afterwards.
I thought it was a year and a half.
I thought we had a signed contract. Didn't we have that? Are you breaking contract right now?
Oh my gosh. So rude.
But
Okay.
Hilarious.
I'm in a position where I can make anything happen. If I
He
want
wanted to be prepared.
But thank you guys again for watching and joining us. I want to thank all of our players once again for hanging out with me and playing through my story and just making this real fun. I've been waiting to do this so long, and I'm really happy to have you guys here.
This is so fun. Thank you so much.
For sure.
This has been awesome.
But
and I'm glad we have 13 more weeks of this.
Yeah, part 3, the final, maybe, will come out next Tuesday, same time, 8:30 Pacific Standard Time. And once again, I know Theo right now is sharing all the links. Please follow Roby and Trisha's accounts as well as their streams. And if you guys want to hang out with a really cool community as well, you can join the Dragon Riders. You can, I think, Roby, do you have a name for your community?
We're currently debating. We have the Roby Techians, the Roby Techites.
Oh.
So we have like the technophiles. Like there's a bunch of them, and there's people trying to figure out what it's actually going to be. So there has been much discussion, but no determination as of yet.
Yeah. So you can also join Roby's tech themed community name. Enter here. soon coming.
Yes.
Or you can always join the Newegg Discord.
Not the Robodobians. No, that is not going to be
the Robodopes.
Robodobians.
Or you can also join the Discord or the Newegg Discord, or join all 3, and you can hang out with all of us. But until then, we'll check you guys next week. Later.
Awesome. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Bye, guys.